everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve, and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last episode, making an EVA foam Star Trek Phaser Part 2, we knocked out the whole rest of the build. And like we said, small prop, but big on details. We crammed a ton of details into that one episode, and it turned out great. And so you know what that means. Since we completed the build last time, that means in this episode, making an EVA foam Star Trek Phaser Part 3, we're going to seal it with Plastidip and we're going to paint it up. And we're not going to tape anything off when we paint. We're going to paint freehand. As long as you go slow, take your time, use the square edge of your brush, we can hit everything without touching other objects. Should be a piece of cake. So, if you're ready to hit it, let's make something. Alright, before we go out and Plastidip this phaser, we're going to come in and we're going to cover this top detail piece with some modeling tape, just like that. Now the reason we're doing that is because that's really fine detail on there and we don't want the Plastidip to maybe accidentally fill it in and we lose that detail. So it'll be alright if we don't coat that one piece. We're going to paint it with silver, you're not even going to be able to tell. So, we're going to go out to the spray booth and we're going to coat it. Alright, time for sealing our prop. Respirator, always. Can you see all that mist from the Plastidip? That's why you wear a respirator. Even though we have the booth set up, you still get mist all around. You don't want to be breathing that stuff in. Alright, there we go. Totally coated in several coats of Plastidip. And like we said, we did not seal this top piece because of the fine detail. We didn't want to risk filling it in, but it should be okay when we paint it. Alright, there we go. Totally covered. Alright, now we're going to begin painting this bad boy. We're probably not going to do a whole lot of taping. We're just going to brush most of this. So we're going to start off with our silver. Little piece of cardboard. Get a little bit started. And we're going to take your time, get inside all the little crevices. Now this one is not going to be dirty and weathered and battle damaged. This one's going to be clean. So we don't want to leave the dark corners. We want to get in everywhere so that it doesn't have that dirty in the crevices sort of a look. Just go around, use the square edge of the brush to get all the edges. Nice, see that? Everything's filling in. All right, now we're going to use the square edge of the brush to get this little tiny edge. See that? All the way around that little dial. Just like that. All right, now we've got that switched on and we've got that switched on. Super easy when you're using the square edge of the brush. We're going to bring some pure black in with a different brush. We're going to come in and just slightly dab right here. A couple little tiny spots. Now the little bit of silver that we got right here is okay because those are going to be silver stripes, so we got lucky there. Just be careful, use the square edge of the brush. Nice. And we'll pop around and hit this side. All right, now we're going to use the square edge of the brush. We're going to come in, we're going to hit right on that little edge like that. See that? We don't need any tape because we've got a square brush. This little back edge. Nice. Now we're going to go all the way down the top edge. Nice. I'm going to get right along the bottom of it, just like that. Right in here with our square edge to get up underneath. Couple little tiny spots we got to touch up. Last silver piece. All right, there we go. Now we got a little crazy little spot right in here we got to try to get. All right, that's all of our silver. We just took our time. We used the square edge of our brush, which rocks because the brush is nice and square. All right, there's our brushes. Notice how square the tips are? After we rinse them out, we flatten the bristles out on both brushes and we let them dry like that with the square tip. That way when we come in and we have to paint again, we've got a nice square edge to get in there and do some good details without having to tape off. Take care of your brushes, man. All right, now we're gonna come in with our navy blue. All right. All right, there we go. That's simple. Just like we've done so far, we're gonna go around with the square edge of our brush. All right, we're moving along. We've got to get this whole side now and up here. But look at that. Starting to really shape up. Pretty jamming. All right, now we're going to come in with our metallic, some gold, 2 little spots. Nice. Now we're going to come over and hit this one on this side. All right. Mistakes happen when you're making props, but it's all right. You can always fix it. And what I mean is we spent all this time detailing these little edges right here on the side in silver, hitting the top edge very carefully, retouching up the blue, and guess what? These aren't supposed to be silver. They're supposed to be blue. So we're gonna come back in and we're gonna cover them. Now it looks a little shiny and slightly different than this blue, but it'll dry and it'll look the same. So there we go. Now we just hide that side as well. All right, there we go, both sides retouched. They'll dry and you won't even be able to tell the difference. Haha, there it is. You saw how easy that was. Like we said, no taping. We took our time, we went slow, careful, we used the square edge of our brush. We could get in and get every little edge because we had plenty of room to work. No need to tape off. Just work careful, work steady, and bam, you can nail this. So, turned out great. That concludes making an EVA foam Star Trek phaser Par 3. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. and together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.